Hey, 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 hey. What are you listening to, bro? Listen to this new beat, man. Hey, my guy Gregory hit me up. He hit me up with an email, man. He sent me this fire beat that you guys are gonna hear it in the back of this video.
Listen.
You wanna check it out?
Yeah.
I'm playing, dog. Enjoy the video. Thank you, Gregory. What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are back on another Detroit Lions Mailbox episode. Yes, welcome back, everyone. I'm glad we are back on Lions Mailbox. Let me just say before we get into it, these are some of my favorite videos to do. They're some of my favorite videos. I love answering your guys' questions, getting different ideas. So usually, I have to come up with thoughts, ideas, video ideas, stuff like that. And I have to come up with things that I want to share with you guys that hopefully you guys are interested in. That's my goal. And right now, I'm actually currently working on a video. I have some other videos written down planned for today. But that's usually the goal. But when I get these, I can just answer your guys' questions. And instead of me having to think of stuff, I can hear what you guys want to hear. You want to hear an answer from me, my opinion on things. Obviously, not everything I say, is going to be like, oh yeah, listen to that no matter what. It's just my opinion, one's opinion, to someone else's opinion. But that's why I love these, because I love talking sports, man. I love talking sports, and I love doing these mailboxes. And last time, you guys supported the heck out of it. So yes, let's do it again. If you guys want to see more, we'll do more. I'll do these things daily. If I get enough questions, I'll do these things hourly, bro. I love these. This probably is my favorite series. I'm not going to lie. All right, so we got the Lions Mailbox once again. Make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram if you got Instagram, Dozedia 2.0. Now, obviously, I'm not saying, I need thousands of followers. Like, I don't care. I don't care about that. What I really want is more questions. And the more questions I get, the more interaction I get on the polls over here. I love doing them, man. I love it. I love interacting with you guys. That's why I have big things coming, big interactions. I want to be able to interact with you guys more and more and give you guys more content about the Lions and whatever it may be. So, yeah, let's just hop right into it. Now, before we get the video started, as I've said in many videos in the description, you guys can go follow Fan to Fan Network. Big things are coming July 4th, all right? We are going to get you guys involved like never before. If you guys want to be involved in that, make sure you go follow them on Twitch specifically and also on Instagram. Yeah, July 4th, big things are coming. Now let's hop into this Lions Mailbox. Let's read through some questions. These videos are usually long, so we gotta get right into it. All right, let's go. First question comes from Delusional Lions Fan 19. I like that. I haven't seen you before. I don't think I've seen you before. Is the 19 for Golladay? Comment that below. Delusional Lions Fan. Okay, Delusional. Hey, you know what? That can be a good thing because maybe you're super optimistic or delusional. I don't know. It's all right. I can respect that. He says, what pass rusher do we sign? The question you should be asking is if we sign a pass rusher. But if we do sign a pass rusher, it's got to be EG. It's got to be my guy, Everson Griffen. Come on, man. Everson Griffin's got to be a Detroit Lion if we sign an edge rusher. If we sign an edge rusher is the big question here because I don't know if we will. I don't know if we're necessarily going to go out and sign an edge rusher. But if we do, it's got to be Everson Griffen, man. You gotta shoot high. You got to shoot for the stars. You can't shoot low, and that's that guy for us. That guy would be an absolute monster rotating in and out. But I think there's some other good players as well. But I'm going to go with Everson Griffen if we do, okay? But good question. Shout out to seeing you, Delusional Lions fan. I don't think I've seen you before. I don't know if you've been in these before. So I'm glad you're here and make sure you come back again. My guy said, okay, last time, this is Zeke. Last time I asked if Swift and Okudah will win their Rookie of the Year for each side of the ball. Okay, now Zeke, I've seen you before. The Saints 2000, okay, because so this was the last video's question. The Saints in 2017 and had Alvin Kamara and Marshawn Lattimore who won Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Okay, so dang. Wait, hold up. Just 2 years ago this happened? Yeah, because I think in the last time I was like, has that ever happened? And then I think someone else said that as well. That's crazy, though. That is really crazy to have both. That means you got some really good players. Maybe we got that too. And they're the same positions. Cornerback, running back. Marshawn Lattimore, Ohio State. Jeff Okudah, Ohio State. I don't know where the heck Alvin Kamara is from, but he's... Oh, wait, no, I do. He's from... what the heck? Where's he from? Not USC. Oh, shoot. I was actually looking into this guy. I don't remember where he's from. All right. Zeke's actual question says, favorite player at each positional group. Okay. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, offensive line, etc. And for defense. All right. Favorite player by position. I like it. Let's start it off. Favorite player. Not the best player. Favorite player. Quarterback, Matthew Stafford. Come on now. Running back, I would say Kerryon. I'm really pulling for Kerryon this year, so I'm going to say Kerryon. I don't dislike any players, by the way. Let me just throw that out there. Fullback, Luke Sellers, I really don't know what's going on there. Offensive line. Okay, offensive line, my favorite offensive. Logan Stenberg. That's easy. Come on, man. Mr. Nasty. Wide receiver position. I think Kenny Galladay's the obvious one here, but I'm going to go with Marvin Hall. Yeah, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Marvin Hall. D-Ball Hall. I just love that nickname. Defensive line. Love Penasini. Love Shelton. I'm going to go with Romeo. Romeo's that dude. I really like Romeo Cora, man. That dude's a monster. Romeo Cora's a beast, bro. Holy heck. Holy heck. Linebacker position. Okay, we have, I'm going to go with Jared Davis. Yeah. I like some of our linebackers, but Jared Davis, man, I'm pulling for him. I want to see, him have a future with Lions. I want to see him ball out this year and kind of just go do his thing, live up that first round hype. All right, let's move on to the cornerback positional group where I would go with Coleman. Yeah, Coleman. Well, Darryl Roberts is up there too. Honestly, Amani's up there. I love our cornerback group. I think the cornerback group might be the most exciting group for this next season, just to see what they can do. I like Desmond Trufant deserves love too, man. Trufant's a beast. I think Coleman's up there, but I'm gonna go with Trufant. No one ever talks about Trufant. Safety position, gotta be Tracy Walker. I think ever since I started watching Tracy Walker, I mean, he's been hype. Miles Killebrew, man, I just don't dislike any of our players. I like them all, so hopefully that's a good answer. I don't know, Brian Harmon's a beast. I don't know, man. That's a tough question. You can't give me them questions. Come on, man. All right. Next up, does Trufant have close to the same impact that Slay did? Okay, there you go. So you brought up Trufant. Okay, I see you. I'm going to call you A because I never know how to say your name. Does he have the closest same impact? I would say 2019 Slade definitely had a down year. I mean, statistically across the board, whether it's advanced stats, regular stats, whatever metric you look by, he was a little bit worse last season. And I would say Lions defense as a whole is a little bit worse. I don't think he was awful. Actually, I respected Slade for playing through the year and really not just saying, okay, I'm done, and halfway through the season, because clearly he didn't want to be there after he left, but he still played through the year. And yes, he's trying to get his contract, but still, I got to give him respect for that. And I feel like he did play hard. Some people didn't think he did. I think he did. I just think he wanted out. And because of that, I think Trufant has a better impact than Slay did. I don't know if necessarily he's as good as Slay right now, but I think they're kind of close. And I think you get a Trufant, a guy that maybe wants to play in the system way more, he's going to thrive. He's going to be better than Slay was in the system, probably because he wants to be here. I think he fits the scheme a lot better. And whenever you want to play somewhere, you usually play a lot better than a guy that doesn't want to be somewhere. So I would say it's a better impact. I don't think Slay was necessarily a bad influence, but I just don't necessarily think that, if you don't want to be here, it's probably not going to be the best situation for you, for the coaches, whatever it may be. But a guy like Trufant, feel like he wants to be here. I think Trufant's going to be a really, really good this year, have a bounce back here. I mean, this dude had 4 interceptions in 9 games. Come on, man. I don't care. I mean, throw me the passer rating. Show me everything. 4 interceptions in 9 games. That's impressive. That's impressive whatever age you are. So because of that, I think Trufant has a really big impact. Maybe a little bit worse statistically than Slay was. But when it comes to an impact as a whole, I think it's better because, he's just going to be better for the team. But good question. I really like that one. Starting secondary. Okay. Oh, I didn't reply. So what's this? For defense. Oh, starting secondary for defense. Okay, I would say 1 is going to be Okudah, 2 is going to be Trufant. I would say, okay, let's just take this at the middle of the season. Pretend everyone's healthy. You're week 8. Who's the starting secondary? Because I think that's the most fair way to put it. 1 Okudah, 2 Trufant, 3 Coleman, 4 Amani, 5 Roberts, 6 possibly Michael Ford. Then you move at the safety position. It's going to be 1 Harmon, free safety, strong safety, Harmon, and Tracy Walker. Will Harris will be your 3. And then 4 is going to be weird. I don't know if it's going to be J-Ron Curse, if it's going to be Bobby Price, Jeremiah Dinson, Jalen Elliott. We got videos on all those players. Check them out. But I think J-Ron Curse is the favorite. I think he's the favorite. Well, there's some really good competition in there. I don't know. I think they keep 4 safeties. So hopefully that makes sense. So hopefully that was good. Let's move on to the next question. He's my guy SMW for life. Shout out to you. He says, if we traded someone like Gilmore, will we put Okudah in the slot? Ooh, that's an interesting question. So imagine if we actually got a Gilmore. Now, this would be a good problem to have, not knowing who's going to play slot at this point. You would think it would still be Coleman, and I could definitely still be seeing it being Coleman. But if you do have a guy like Gilmore, now you have him, Trufant, and Okudah, and Coleman, and Amani. Oh my gosh, you'd be deep. I don't know. I don't necessarily know. I feel like Okudah can play in the slot, because he's a man-to-man corner. He can play the slot. He can do it at college. So possibly. I think it would just be, however the other team decides to line up. If they line up with 2 cornerbacks, it'll probably be Okudah and Gilmore, and then those guys, maybe Trufant and Okudah would take time and they switch around and stuff. Or if someone's tired, they can come out. That'd be it. Could you imagine having that rotation, man? Oh, yeah, hey, Okudah's tired. Let's just throw in Desmond Trufant. Oh, Stephon Gilmore's tired. Let's throw in Jeffrey Okudah. Like, what the heck? Yo, let's throw out Amani. Let's go. Look at our nickel formation. Let's go in the dime. Let's drop out 4 cornerbacks. Yeah, we got Okudah. We got Trufant. We got Stephon Gilmore. We got Justin Coleman. Like, bro, that's literally a Pro Bowl defense. That would be wild. But yeah, I think everybody could kind of move that position. I don't know if Trufant necessarily could. I think Okudah definitely could, though. Okay, I like that one. What's your favorite Lions uniform? Hyde replied, oh no, definitely the old black ones. The old black ones were so fire. But did we go 0-16 in those? And that's the only reason I would say no, not to those. But I would say if we won games, hey, that'd be my favorite. The black ones were so fire. I think I actually have an old black jersey. I think I do. I think I do. I don't know. Anyways, my favorite ones. I would say those. But because of the record, no. Ah, man, I really like those gray ones. I don't know if they're my favorite, though. I don't know. I really, honestly, just like the 2000s blue ones. They're simple, man. They're clean. Like, I like them now. They're a little bit, like, lighter now. I feel like the blue is. Hey, man, I liked all the jerseys. But I would say, like, the 2000s, just the blue ones. Just simple, man. Man, those are nice. Those are all clean. When they had the old logo before they put, like, the little details into them so you can actually tell, like, what kind of, like, how the line. Like, for me, honestly, I didn't really understand how the lion looked on the logo when I was younger because they didn't have, like, the extra details in there. So I couldn't tell, like, those were his arms. I thought his mouth was, like, the whole thing, like, that dot, like, right here. I thought that was his eye. Yeah, I didn't understand what the logo was really like. Okay, let's move on to the next question. I went too far with that. What Lions rookie, not named Okudah, will have an impact on this team? Will have an impact? It's going to, definitely Swift. Jonah Jackson for sure. Possibly Stenberg. Most of these players, Julian's going to have an impact, right? I think Julian, Okudah, Swift, Jonah Jackson, Stenberg could have an impact. Cephas could have somewhat of an impact. It really depends on injuries. Maybe even Cornell has an impact. I think all these guys could have an impact. But who has the biggest impact aside from Okudah? Julian Okwara. It's hard because I feel like when it comes to most snaps, it's got to be Jonah Jackson. But I feel like Okwara's going to have a good impact. And I think Swift's obviously going to just transform the whole running game. So probably Swift, but Jonah Jackson will probably have the most snaps aside from Okudah. So hopefully that makes sense as well. What are your realistic predictions for this year? I can see us taking the North. It's wide open. I agree it's wide open, but I'm not going to do my final prediction yet. But I do agree it is wide open. So Tucker Wing, it could happen. I think you did comment in my last video when I said to, so shout out to you. Do you think Bob Quinn will sign another free agent like Griffin or Golden? Golden's an interesting one. He says, or just hold on to the money for extensions. Kenny and Decker will save it for next year. I think it really depends. It really depends on what they see in training camp. Do I think? I could see him go sign someone else. If they can get a deal done, they're going to try to do it. I think they want to throw money at this year to make it happen. I think they know it's an important year, right? I mean, they want to see the future where they can bring back Kenny and Decker. So you're going to have to bring in players, or you may have to bring in players to do that. I don't know how they feel, how confident they are. They probably know, being here 2 years, how confident, what results look like, right? When they look at the offense, okay, are we confident it's going to be at next year's level when we're healthy? Are we confident about that, or do we think we need to add another piece? Same thing with the defense, right? Because last year wasn't good, but 2018, okay, maybe, are we confident at this specific positional group? So I would say I could definitely see them making another move. And I could honestly see them doing stuff at trade deadline. I just think it's a really big year for the Lions this season. But he loves to save his money and make extensions. I definitely think those extensions are going to be happening. And I think it'll be someone that's a short-year deal. I don't think it's giving a big deal to Clowney for that reason, right? If you're trying to extend somebody for multiple years and you give a 4-year deal to Clowney, it makes it really hard to do that. So I would say someone short-term deal, probably a veteran, and maybe just in a position that they feel like they could just use a little bit more of a push. So good question, though. Good question. With Patricia and Quinn on the hot seat, do you think the Lions will be active during the trade deadline? And if so, who do you want / think they will trade for? Great question. Oh my gosh, I didn't even look into this one. I think they will be active. Like I talked about, I think before, this could be that year to watch out for the trade deadline. This could be the year where the Lions, go into trade deadline and say, okay, we're going to be buyers. The Lions, like in the last couple of years with Patricia, it's been that thing where we've looked at the trade deadline, and a couple of years we've said, okay, yeah, this could be where they're buyers. They make a trade to go add somebody because, they're kind of on that cusp of being good, especially what year was it? Was it 2018 when we were like, what were we, 3-3 at one point? And I think at when we were 500 mark, I think at the halfway point, we could have made a move. Even this year, we could have made a move because, Stafford, it wasn't sure that he was out for the year. I don't even know if he was injured at that point, right? If he was, we didn't know he was going to be out for the year. But both times the Detroit Lions basically sold, right? They gave someone away. They acquired picks. So I can definitely see this being that year. Again, I mean, I just think it's a big year for them. It's obviously a big year. So I can definitely see them try to be and go make a move, maybe to go get someone. Now, who would that be and who would I want that to be? I don't know at this point. It really depends on, what the season looks like, right? What does the holes come up as? Is there big injuries that the Lions need to replace? Because I think right now, if I'm looking at it, it's obviously defensive line, front seven help potentially, maybe someone that can help in coverage, maybe someone that gets to the quarterback on the D line. But maybe during the season, if a wide receiver goes down, something like that, I'm like, hey, Lions, you need another weapon. You need someone to help you push through the playoff push, and that's a big difference. So right now, I would say, who would they trade for if they're going to trade for someone? Probably someone in the front seven. But it really depends on what the season looks like, because if something does happen, then it changes everything, right? Maybe you need another running back. Maybe you need someone to help push through there. Maybe you need another corner. Whatever it may be. But I think right now, it has to be a front seven player. I just don't know what it's going to look like during the season. But yes, I do think they could be buyers for sure this season. Because if they're sellers again, like that's not good. Even if you're bad, to be selling again, that would not be a good look. When do we make a move in free agency? Hey, man, y'all are hype about these moves, bro. Y'all want to see a move. I don't know. Probably closer to the preseason. I would say at least another month. I'd say at least another month. Who is your favorite 2021 draft prospect right now? It's Nico Collins, man. Nico's the beast. Nico is the best wide receiver Michigan will put out in a long time. Nico is a monster. I think Nico's going to be a beast. So we may need a wide receiver next year. I don't necessarily know if I want to do it round 1, but we may need a wide receiver soon, depending on how we do contracts. Because of that, Nico would be an absolute monster with a guy like Kenny Golladay. Now, aside from, being a Michigan fan, Sam Ehlinger, I watched him a little bit. I think there's potential there. He has a little bit of mobility, and I think Darrell Bevel would be okay with that. Texas, so, they're no more. But Texas, man, that's where all the great high school players come from. And it just seems like they stopped going to Texas for college. So, I really haven't watched a lot of next year, though. I really haven't. I haven't even thought about many players. I do like that running back, though, out of Alabama. What is his name? The dude out of Alabama. We watched him play when they played Michigan. That dude was a monster. Najee Harris would be a monster on this team, depending on what they do with Kenny Golladay. So you compare him up with like Swift. So those are probably my favorite right now. Next question. Do you think Marv and Kenny will both hit 1,000 yards receiving? Woo! That would be wild, wouldn't it? That would be wild. I wouldn't say it's impossible. I think if Stafford does what he did last year, I would not say it's impossible. Yeah, I was actually looking at the Lions. They rushed the ball. They had a 17th most rushing attempts for the 21st amount of yards. I could see that going up to like 13th. So maybe not. But I'm going to live on the optimistic side because last year I was watching my last year's, predictions. I said, Golladay would not hit 1,000 yards again, but I almost had his receptions right. That was crazy. I was one off, but everything else was pretty much terrible. However, I underestimated Kenny Golladay. I won't do that again. And I'm not going to underestimate Marvin Jones Jr. So yes, I think they definitely could. Because if Stafford throws for nearly 5,000 passing yards, someone's got to catch the football. And it definitely could be those guys. That's only 2,000. Will the D have issues creating turnovers like last year? Honestly, I think early in the year we got a lot of turnovers, right? That was one of our big problems. We went from getting turnovers from punching the ball out and stuff like that. I mean, look at the Chiefs game, for example. And then all of a sudden later in the year, we just stopped getting turnovers. And I think I could definitely see us having a problem trying to get turnovers again. I just don't see where a lot of turnovers are going to come from other than, trying to punch the ball out or dumb mistakes by the offense. At least in passing, because a lot of turnovers I feel like come from interceptions. And the Lions, do stick to what they do and not blitzing and playing a lot of man-to-man. Interceptions are going to be easy to come by. And because of that, I don't necessarily think Lions will have tons of interceptions. Now, I don't think it should be as bad as last year, but I just don't think we're going to have a lot of turnovers. I don't think we're going to force a lot. It may be somewhere in the 20s. So, yeah, probably. It probably won't be too great just because of the defensive scheme. And that's not necessarily a bad thing as long as you're not giving up points. But turnovers are game changers. I just don't know if we're going to get a ton. Hopefully more than last year, though. Will the D have issues creating turnovers like last year? I already read that question, but shout out to you. I like that one. Oh my gosh, you gave me like 7 questions here, my guy. Okay, that's cool, though. Hey, man, I'll try my best. Let's get into it. Will the cornerback we got last year out of Penn State take over for Justin Coleman by the end of the year? Okay, so that is Amani. I'm going to answer these one at a time. Will he take over for Amani? Will Amani take over for Coleman? No. Justin Coleman to me is just more of a slot, and Coleman is a really, really good player. The Lions threw a lot of money yet, so they really have high hopes for him. Unless something unfortunate happens, I think no. I just think they play a little bit differently. But I do think Amani jumps to like that 4th cornerback role, and he gets more time than he got last year. I think he may get a little bit more time, and if anything goes down between any of the top cornerbacks, he's going to step right into that role. Next question: do you think this is the year Kerryon has to prove himself? Yes, without a doubt. I think it's more on just stay healthy. Show us you can play in at least 14 games, right? Show us some Dalvin Cook stats. Show us that. You don't have to have 5 yards per carry. You need to be healthy. I need to know that I can rely on you going, year by year, because, every running back's going to have like this. It's going to be like this at times. Some games are good, some games are bad. But the question is, can I rely upon you week in and week out to throw you on the field? Where I think, okay, today we have a good matchup with you against this defense. We're going to need you. Can I rely that you're going to be able to get through the games? Will you be there for that game that year? And if that is the case, if he goes down with a 3rd straight injury, unfortunately, that could look like a big problem for Kerryon Johnson in his future with Detroit. If Stafford gets hurt mid-year and the Lions are above 500 team, then they miss the playoffs. Does Patricia and Quinn keep their job? Absolutely, without a doubt. I think, defense is important to look at, but if they're over 500 and it happens middle of the year like last year, they'll keep their job, without a doubt. And I think that point, they were unfortunately focused on some other issues, but no doubt. I think Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn keep their job if they don't make the playoffs. I think they should. And I don't think they necessarily... I'm one that wants to say, okay, Lions need to start winning. But I also think it needs to be one of those situations where I've thought about it more that, yes, we need to start winning, we also need to build something. And you can't build a thing in 2 years. I mean, if you really look at it, right, he's had 1 full year here with new players that he's gotten rid of most of them. We've had a complete turnover. If you look at the difference between the 2017 team and the 2020 team, it's not even like, you can't even tell it's the same team, right? You can't even tell we are still the Detroit Lions because it's a completely different squad at this point. I mean, there's not a lot of the same players that are carrying over other than Matthew Stafford. So I think, 2018 first year. 2019 you lost Stafford. Now your defense wasn't great, but you did lose Stafford, okay? And you would have, if you would have averaged the same amount of points given up per game, and you would have scored the same amount of points per game, if Stafford would have stayed healthy, technically you would have won like 8 games last year with the math on that. And obviously not every game works out like that, but mathematically you probably would have won 8 games, 7, 8 games. That's not great, but it's not awful. So I think, even if they don't make the playoffs, they'll keep their jobs as long as it's not worse than 3. If they get at least 7 wins, I think they keep their job without a doubt. Okay, so good question. Will Okudah be number 1 by the beginning of the year? Definitely possible. Very, very likely, I think. I think they're gonna, they're gonna look at him and say, okay, you're not. We got to take you as a rookie, but we're not putting you above anybody else just because you were selected higher. However, Okudah's a really good player, and they know in the back of their mind, they still know he was the 3rd pick for a reason. All right, this guy still is going to have very high expectations, and I don't know about the beginning of the year. But I think at some point he will, so we'll see. Will the Lions re-sign Davis? Man, I hope so. I hope Jared Davis can earn that. I really do. I don't know if he's necessarily earned that yet. He didn't earn that. He didn't earn what, he would have been paid for the 5th-year option, which was like $10 million. He did not earn that, unfortunately. However, re-signing him could be very, very little, especially if he doesn't have the greatest year, because maybe no one else wants him, unless there's the team that says, hey, that guy fits our scheme perfectly. We don't need you to drop into coverage. So we'll see, but I could definitely see them bringing him back. I really could, because I think the price is going to go way down. I just hope he can earn that. I really hope he can earn that. But I would say the future is not looking great for him. We'll see. Do you think the O-line will be top 10 in the nation? Top 10 in the league. Top 10 O-line. Okay, so it depends on what you're ranking it by. If you're ranking it by PFF, yes. Last year they were ranked 11th. Without a doubt, yeah. I think easily top 10, so I'll just leave it there. Does Trey Flowers get more than 8 sacks? Man, these are tough questions. Okay. Yes. He gets it. I think he may be right around that 8 range. So yes, I'm gonna say yes because I think he's coming here healthy. He's ready to go. He's ready to go with this defense. I just don't know if he hits double digits though. But 8's a really good, really tough question. So I would say yes. Who do you think will be the breakout player no one is expecting? So I did say Tracy Walker, but someone that no one is expecting. No one is talking about this dude. I don't know who that is, actually. Let me think. I'm going to go with Romeo. I think Romeo is that guy that no one is really talking about, even though some people are. Romeo could have a really big year, but I did go with Tracy Walker as my breakout player for the 2020 season. So there is a video on that. Really good questions. Last one. Do you feel that Blough can be our quarterback one of the future? Which of his traits showed this? I would say yes. I would say yes. I think again, like I said my last time, I think I answered this one. I think it really comes down to Lions being successful and Stafford staying here for multiple years. That way he can continue to be that 3rd guy for us and continue to learn and maybe work his way up. But I think if it happens where, we have to restart, new coaches, new GM, draft a quarterback, his future ain't going to look right. Because now you never know what your offensive coordinator is going to look like. What do the coaches want in their new quarterback? Do they even want to keep around David Blough at that point? But I think as long as things go the way they are and they get successful and Blough's sticking around, he could be the future. Kind of like a Taysom Hill kind of situation. And which traits show me that he could be that? I like his little bit of mobility, which I think is something that Darrell Bevell can rock with, but he can do with and without. I think he's okay with that. Pretty cool under pressure quarterback, and that's probably the biggest thing that I would say. For being as young as he is, he's not perfect. He doesn't have the biggest arm. He doesn't have a missile like Matthew Stafford does. Not the most accurate quarterback all the time. Makes some weird decisions. But I think when you watch him, at his age, he is a very calm player. I don't see him freaking out, panicking when pressure sets in. I see him able to, play through the game, feel the game. Now, obviously, he's not the best quarterback. We were 0-8 with our backup quarterbacks, but I do feel like he's pretty calm. And for being a undrafted player out of Purdue, he just seems like he's up for the moment. And if you keep building around him, you keep teaching him, and he keeps learning and getting better and improving, I think that's a huge trait to be calm under pressure. That's something that Matthew Stafford had, and and I think that's something that David Blough has. I think he's not the best, but I do think, it's really hard to find a quarterback that can go out in the NFL and be confident and not be completely freaked out when you're out there. And that's what I see with David Blough. So that'd be my biggest one. Stafford proved all his haters wrong this year, if healthy. Bro, and the haters, the only thing that haters say against Matthew Stafford is the same thing they say. There's only one thing that haters can come at Stafford with. It's really simple, honestly. There's one thing Stafford haters can say. he doesn't have a playoff win. It's all Stafford haters can say. And because of that, I would say that, I think, yeah, heck yeah, I think he can go win a playoff game. But I think at the same time, there's always going to be something that try to hate him on. But that's really what the main thing is he hasn't won a playoff game. And I can get in that and debate it all the time. But I think at the end of the day, definitely, I think we can definitely win a playoff game. Hopefully he does. But I also think, just because maybe if he doesn't and they go to the playoffs or whatever this year, it doesn't mean he's bad. Stafford has been a beast for a long time. But it really comes down to if he doesn't win a playoff game this year. I think we definitely can. Do you think David Blough is our future? Okay, so y'all are bringing up that video now. Are y'all mad about that video I put out? I think he's got a chance. I don't necessarily want to say I'm sold that this is that guy. I just think there's a chance, man. And again, if his career goes like that, if he's able to sit behind Stafford, if he's able to learn behind him, if this regime is able to stay here for a while and continue to build, and Bevel likes him because maybe he has some abilities, he'll continue to sit by Stafford, learn the offense. He'll be ready to go day one, and that's when he could be the future. If everything restarts, you draft a new quarterback, new coaches, all of a sudden he is in jeopardy of not making a team. Because of that, I think, yes, he could be the future, as long as our future is bright as a team. What addition do you think will benefit us this offseason? Also, who do you think will be our biggest sleeper out of the new additions? Which addition do you think will benefit us the best? That's Jamie Collins. Jamie Collins is an absolute monster. He is going to be huge for this defense. He is going to take this defense to another level. Now, who is the biggest sleeper of the additions that we brought in? That's a hard one. That's a really hard one. I say Jonah Jackson's not getting a lot of talk, even though I think he's going to be big, for that offensive line. Very, very important. Year one rookie offensive lineman that probably could start. I think he's going to be a big, big factor. And I think Duron Harmon doesn't necessarily get enough attention. Duron Harmon and Jamie Collins are going to take this defense to a new level together because they're smart players. You need to have veteran safeties. You need to have smart safeties, man. Guys that have been through it, that can close games. That's what Duron Harmon brings. Jamie Collins gives you everything. Matt Patricia is going to have so much fun with Jamie Collins, man, because he does everything so well. And those two guys together, man, are going to be beast with the Detroit Lions. So good question, Logan. Next up, we got Bryce, who says, I have two questions. This is who will start, Swift or Kerryon? And second one is if you can have any play in the league, who would it be? On the line. Okay, any player. So I think I've answered both those questions before, but I'll answer them again for sure. So who will start? Okay, again, I said this last time. I think it just goes by percentage of snaps because I don't think necessarily there's one that's going to start. I think they do split with Kerryon. Who gets more snaps on the year, though? I could definitely see Swift getting more snaps. So I think I'm going to go Swift. And then you say if there's any player, I said Stephon Gilmore before, but to change it up, to give you something different, I would say a guy like Chris Jones. No. I would say a guy like DJ Reader or Javon Hargrave. One of those guys at the DT position. That's not because I don't like Shelton. I just think those guys would be really big for the future and for now. And that defensive line can use all the help it can get. When you don't bring a lot of players, all the help you can get. Rotations are big. To make it so, you take some pressure off of Danny Shelton, the rest of that D-line, I think that'd be big. That'd be really, really big. So Chris Jones, DJ Reader, Javon Hargrave, any of those big names that were available, those would be really nice on the D-line. Do you think Kenny Golladay is going to be the new Calvin Johnson? Let's see these replies. Hold up. Okay, he said, frick yeah, bro. I can't say that out loud. I shouldn't even. Okay, hold up. I lost the question. Where's the question go? Hold up. Okay, let's scroll up a little bit. Vincent Football. Yes. Okay, Kenny Golladay is on pace, man. This dude's going to be the best wide receiver in the league. And Calvin didn't always get the credit as best wide receiver in the league, which is absolute blasphemy. When you watch him, you know he's a beast. When you watch Kenny, you know he's a beast. And I could tell this guy was going to be a monster year one. Year one, I can specifically remember telling my dad, this guy will be the Lions' best wide receiver very soon. He's going to be. He 400 yards rookie year. I was like, he's going to be the best wide receiver on the Lions soon. He is there. And now he's pushing for one of the best in the league, without a doubt. I think there's only one Kelvin, but I think there's also only one Kenny Golladay. Calvin Johnson is a breed that you just don't see. You don't see in the NFL. That's why he's so amazing. That's why he's arguably the best ever. Okay, the numbers, forget it. He has records and stuff like that. But the thing is, you don't see guys like Kelvin come in and out. Okay, that's not a thing that you see. And then on the other side, Kenny Golladay, you see more guys built like him. He's just really, really good. He's just really, really good, man. I wouldn't say they're exactly the same, but if you're talking about both being great players and the best wide receivers in the league, yes, Kenny Golladay at some point will be the best wide receiver in the league, or at least be recognized as that by a lot of people. My guy said GOAT. No, you're the GOAT. Stop it. Who has the better season, Okudah or Swift? That's hard, because what do you mean by better season? Statistically, I guess that's where you're looking at here. Who has more snaps? What do you mean by that? I would say, if you're looking at a guy like Okudah, you have to look at advanced stats. That's the only way you can do it, because he's not going to have tons of picks. But if you're talking about impact, who has the bigger impact? I think it's really hard. I think on both of their sides, they're going to have gigantic impacts. You know, while Swift's a bit scary, he's going to be huge. You're going to need a guy like that. You need the number 2. You need someone to pair with Carrion. And on the defensive side, you need a top corner like Okuda. You just need it. So who has the bigger impact? I think they equally will have the same giant impact on each side of the ball. Now, who has the better season when it comes to statistically? I think, you know, you have to look at a guy like Slay and see what Okuda's coming into and what Slay's numbers were last year. And for a guy like Swift, man, that's tough. That's just a tough question. That's a really tough question. I think they're both great this year. I don't even know how to answer that one. How would y'all answer that one? Comment below how you would answer that question. Good one, though, Cayman. Do you think Jeff Okuda will have a better season than Slay this year? I want to say yes, but I don't know if I can say yes about a rookie corner. I would say yes because of the ability to buy in. I think he buys in. I think Okuda is going to be ready to go. And I think he's a good corner. I just don't know if he puts up the same numbers Slay did. People act like Slay was complete garbage last year. He wasn't great. It wasn't his best year, but he wasn't garbage. This dude was still a monster, still arguably a top 10 corner in the league. And I don't know if Okuda's going to do that year one. However, he is going to buy in. And when he buys in and everyone else does, I think as a team, as a group, this team is going to be better as a whole. So I would say impact-wise, yes. Statistically, maybe not. Maybe not. Unfortunately, maybe not. Thoughts on Lions uniforms. They're beautiful. They're beautiful. Is that it? Is that all the questions we got? Okay, well, shout out to y'all for all the questions, man. I'm sorry. That was a long episode. Let me know your thoughts, comments below. If you guys want to see a partner 3, let me know. Thank you, Pride, for watching. And as always, I'm out.